to take you to a traffic situation at Kpone Barrier. If you live in that area, you know. Well, the motorists there, which is the Kpone Barrier and the Aflao Highway, are calling on authorities to immediately find a solution to the daily congestion there. Some passengers who use the stretch say they sometimes spend close to 2 hours to cover a distance that should ordinarily take them about 10 minutes. Maswala Baba has this report. After the report, we'll be talking to people who have been championing this cause and also talk to a civil engineer on how we can fix this problem. Do stay with us.
It's just about 4 p.m. The rush hour has started. It's thick traffic situation here. Many of the people who are using this stretch have been in traffic for hours. And they are calling on authorities to fix the problem here. Let's see if this one will talk to us. Hi, mommy, what's your name?
My name is Rose Darling.
Okay, Rose Darling, how long have you been in traffic?
For almost an hour and a half. I think they should find a way of solving this because it's too much. We stay in traffic for sometimes 3 hours just from, motorway to Pram Junction. 3 hours. It's not fair. Okay. So they should do something about it.
I've heard a lot of incredible stories, about the traffic situation here and how traffic can build up for 3 hours. People can spend 3 hours in traffic for, a distance that on a normal day should take them like, let's say, 5 minutes.
For the past 1 hour and 35 minutes.
Okay. What do you think authorities should do to fix the problem?
Expansion. We need road expansion and the traffic at the junction. Thank you.
A lot of the people I've been speaking to here tell me that the traffic situation here has become terrible, especially because of the many residential homes and residential communities that have sprung up right after the Kpone Barrier. But usually during the day, during the afternoon also, they experience this kind of bumper-to-bumper traffic situation. They tell me because this is a busy industrial enclave, you have a lot of trucks plying these routes, and quite a number of intersections as well. So on this main stretch where I'm standing, there's an intersection that connects to Kpone and its adjoining communities. If you head straight, you go into Dawhenya, Pram, and then Aflao. And they tell me that that contributes to the traffic situation here. Well, okay, we just bumped into this. And these are some of the things you see in this bumper-to-bumper traffic when you have a lot of cars driving like really very close.
Yes, the traffic here is too much. Okay. The traffic here is too much, so we need a serious help from the authorities. Okay. The authorities in charge must come into our help. Other than that, we are suffering. We, the people that fly this road, we are always in trouble. See what happened.
What happened to your car?
Yes, I'm joining, and for him to understand things, he scratched my back, and he's trying to tell me I'm at fault.
Oh.
So I don't know if you people can.
Okay, wait, what happened?
Shoulder road. Me, I'm in the right traffic. The right traffic from the TT Brothers is 2. It's not 3 lines. Okay. And he's driving from the.
So you are saying that it is not your fault that you scratched this car?
I didn't even know where from.
You're saying that he was using an unapproved route. That's what you're saying.
So he's driving from the shoulder.
Okay. He's saying that you are using an unapproved route, so
I'm joining. I'm joining. Whether it can be blamed or not, I'm calling the police to come in, so they will show who to blame. What I know is I scratched my back.
His defense is that you are using an unapproved route, and the police will not even allow you to use an unapproved route.
That one is up to him when the authorities come.
It's very serious. The chaos that is happening here on this stretch mirrors what the people who live at Kpone Barrier and beyond experience daily.
What's it? Traffic the doors. Traffic the doors. Mumbai. The drug carriage my 2 mile. What is it? Traffic the doors. So
my name is Aute Ruben.
Okay, how long have you been in traffic?
About 2 hours now from Gulf Junction to this place.
Okay. Ordinarily, how many minutes should you use for that stretch?
Normally, we use 10 minutes from roundabout, motor roundabout to Community 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we need a traffic light here.
Okay.
Yeah, to regulate the other vehicles coming from Kpone.
Yeah.
For them to stop. For us, going straight to Dawhenya or Pram
okay.
can also penetrate through without stacking in the traffic. About 2 hours.
2 hours? You do this every day?
No, really. I work from home, so once in a while I get to town. But if I should be working regularly, that's there.
But how bad is the situation here?
It's gotten worse because we have more estates in the area clustered around, so it's gotten worse. You can spend about 2 to 3 hours in and out.
Wow.
So you are talking about 6 hours a day. I want them to have an exchange here, interchange.
How long have you been in traffic?
Almost 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Is this a situation every day?
It's even worse than this on other days. We need this place to be widened a bit so that we can get moving. Mind you, from here till Pram Junction has now become a very thick residential area. Yeah. So the earlier they do something about it, the better.
Okay. And you think authorities have not done enough?
No, they have not done anything about it.
Okay. Well, so that view there represents what a lot of the people who live beyond this place think, who live beyond the Kpone Barrier actually think about the situation. They feel that authorities have not done much to fix the problem here. Many of them say they spend productive hours in traffic, sometimes just to get to work and then coming back from work as well. And this is what they have to endure every day. A woman I spoke to earlier said she spends about 2 hours in traffic just to get to this part of the road. And they tell me that usually when you cross from this stretch, getting closer to Dawhenya, that section of the road is also a bit narrow. So all of this car, so you just heard that. The woman you just heard is actually saying that they should come and fix the road for them. They tell me that as they move ahead beyond the Dawhenya stretch, the road gets narrow, and that is where their problems actually gets complicated. Let's speak to more of them. Let's find out from them. Hello, what's your name?
I is Joseph.
How long have you been in traffic?
2 hours now.
2 hours. You do this every day? Well, he says every day the traffic situation is like this.
Difficult. Assessor. Dual carriage to Chopoli. Camille free.
Okay. Well, he wants an expansion of the road from this place to Chopoli. He says that would ameliorate the situation. That would bring them some relief here. You can see this man cleaning his face. He's been in traffic for a long time. Sir, what's your name?
My name is John Jane.
Okay. How long have you been in traffic?
More than 1 hour now.
Wow. And you do this every day?
Every day.
Wow.
Imagine, every day.
Wow. What do you think is the problem?
The problem is the joint here, the T-junction. To B5 and this thing. We need overhead and expansion of the road.
Okay, thank you. How long have you been in traffic?
Oh, almost an hour from the motor runabout. It's terrible.
Okay. It's terrible, huh?
So bad. I think that a simple traffic light at this junction will solve the problem, but it's never happened. I've lived here for about 4 years. We don't have a traffic light. It's so bad.
Do you think authorities have not done enough to fix the problem?
No. When it rains, it's bad. Every day the traffic is bad. We don't know when it's going to end.
The situation here is very, very, very tedious. Yeah. About 3 days ago, from morning to evening, from morning to up to now, the traffic is very bad. They have to do something about it for us. Can you see the congestion here?
Yeah.
Yes, it's very, very bad. Not even this week alone. It's all the time. From morning to evening, even from dawn time up to the next day, traffic. Wow. So it seems now our road is very, very close. Our road is not good for us, or we need road network. So particular road, they should come and do something. Because now that what will happen, it will be worse. Now the road is not big enough. We are more than the road. Okay. You can see the cars in Ghana now. Our roads are very, very busy. See what is happening. Yeah, we have double lane, and then after double lane, you enter single lane. What is it? Okay. Have you seen? So if it's double lane, it's double lane. But after double lane, you are going to enter single lane. There will be a problem. There will be a traffic. Okay. Thank you.
Let's get on Zoom and speak to a member of the hashtag Fix Kpone Barrier Now group, Benny Fifi Eshen. Benny, thank you for your time. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, dear. How are you?
I'm blessed. So, first of all, people are saying 6 hours. They spend 6 hours in traffic. I mean, that's almost the number of hours you have to spend in a day at work. How long or how old is this problem?
Well, I've been in that area for 14 years, I must say, and I moved from a traffic-prone area on the Springtest Road, working in Tema, and somehow when I got to Community 25, that was like 14 years ago, it could take you on average 10 minutes to move from the motorway roundabout to your home, where I live at what we call Tanker Yard, just after the Kpone Barrier. However, 7 years ago, we realized that this has shifted drastically. I mean, it was coming. It kept coming. We knew there were increased settlements right from the free zones area all the way through to Pram and Miocho. And whereas the people have doubled, if not tripled or quadrupled, the road network is basically the same. And so something that should have taken you, say, 10 minutes from the motor roundabout to Community 25 will now take you approximately 2.5 hours or 3 hours. If you're going towards Pram and beyond, it's even a bit more stressful. This is unbearable for most of us who use this stretch.
I mean, I've heard people say that this problem is actually unsolvable, but there is no problem that's unsolvable. Let's try and explore what some of you who have been pushing for the problem to be solved think will deal with it. But first of all, how long have you been pushing for the situation to be fixed? I mean, this campaign, the hashtag Fix Kpone Barrier Now, how long has it been?
I must give credit to my good friend Anil Sabute. 2-3 years ago, he also, bearing the same brand, could not deal with it and eventually called a few friends of his and put us together and said, what can we do to solve this problem? Like you said, there's no problem that is not surmountable. So, and he said, let us at least make some noise. Listen, when you're dealing with people who are, in quote, for, it's difficult to get us to do the usual booga kind of a noise making. But we've gotten to that point where we want to take down our ties and suits and actually get to the streets and actually hold placards up. So 2 to 3 years ago, like I said, I need to put us together. We've been exploring some ideas.
Okay.
And we have quite a couple of engineers amongst us who have said a traffic light wouldn't have been bad. The reason why we said fix Kpone traffic now. However, we've come to appreciate that it goes beyond the traffic light, because the clock of the people and the number of cars that apply the same road, as I've indicated earlier, which has not grown, much in each other, has actually made it quite a bit of an indiscipline for the commercial drivers who would not toe the line but actually use the shoulders of the road. And I should say thieves are even beginning to take advantage of us when you're not locked up properly. People open people's cars and actually steal their phones and sometimes even get attacked. We almost lost, a friend of mine almost lost the brother-in-law's, the sister-in-law just about 3 days ago because the ambulance could not even go through this traffic. It's that terrible. And if I tell you the number of people and the caliber of people who live on the stretch, we have MPs, we have ministers. I dare say we have the Deputy Minister of Transport, Anthony Kabo, living in the same area. We have quite prominent people, and I think they've been going through the same thing. However, for us, we see them in the dispatch convoy and having the police escort them to wherever they're going. So maybe they may be bearing the brunt of this, but not as much as we are, because the stress is unbearable. It's terrible.
You indicated that your group has a number of engineers. Let me talk to an engineer, see if we can get some solutions, and then maybe you can put this together and present it to some of the authorities. Engineer Abdullahi Mahama is joining me via Zoom. Engineer Mahama, thank you very much for your time. This is a problem that's been going on for a while. As we talk to them, some of them are saying a traffic light will solve the problem because then it will regulate how people move. Without the traffic light, everybody wants to move and then there's a clutter. From your perspective, looking at this area, what is feasible and can be done in the shortest period of time?
Well, good afternoon to your viewers. Can you hear me?
I hear you, but if you could speak up a bit, that would be very helpful.
Well, I'm overwhelmed with the situation there, and I think before I even make any pronouncement on what is happening at Kpone Barrier, the hashtag would have to be extended to the Amasaman trouble. The same problem you see happening or you witness happening at Kpone, the same thing that we are witnessing at Amasaman. Now let me just go through this information that I can just present to the man listening, the resident who is listening to me. I tabled out a few things when I listened to you in the morning. One of the things that we need to look at is the development springing up like mushrooms within the area. The estates which are springing up in those areas, it is about time that government decides to sit down with them. In elsewhere, once they are entities like their institutions or their companies, they would have to have a specific arrangement with government. Some quota had to be paid from them to be added to the advancement of whatever is happening. But let's look at the critical situation there. I don't understand why we still don't have a signalized intersection at the black spot areas. I don't understand why. Number two, I realize that on the highway, the acceleration and deceleration lanes are not existent. In that case, when a trailer is moving from, say, COM25 coming towards the motor runabout and has to make a U-turn, it turns and takes the whole two-carriageway, thereby bringing the vehicular movement to a halt. That cannot be on that highway. And so if we do not start to look at how we are going to do the arterial roads, number one, we are talking about an industrial hub. An industrial hub, the government ought to arrange and have an independent road that would deal with like a slip, a lay-by, or a bypass that would handle all the voluminous traffic, especially with all those railways, the trailers. Otherwise, this issue will not be solved by just a signalized intersection.
I see. Let me come to you again, Benny, as we wrap up. Is this a part of the solutions or the suggestions that you have put together? If not, what are the solutions your engineers are advising you on? And after you finish with that, let's look at the way forward, and then we can wrap up. Benny.
Well, as I indicated, it started, and as you can see the hashtag, it started from fixed Kpone traffic now. It was traffic lights. We actually had to quickly take the light off because we felt that once the light is fixed, it could regulate who is coming at what time at that particular intersection, because you have big companies there who are applying or transporting with big trucks. B5 Plus is there, Belacqua. We are bossed there with the tanks. And so we thought, okay, traffic lights. Then we moved on from there because our engineers are saying, no, traffic light doesn't solve these problems.
Why do they say traffic light won't solve the problem? Because the idea is that it will regulate the movement. Because without the regulation, it is a jungle. And I know how that feels.
So you see, you're right on that. But what we thought was to look at a more holistic approach, because putting the traffic light there deals with just that particular intersection. However, if you're coming all the way from TT Brothers when you've just crossed the motorway interchange and gone into TT Brothers through free zones, you see close to about 4 or 5 lanes. So sometimes you get the MTTD, and as I'm watching your screen now, I can see those driving on the shoulders. So definitely, that actually causes havoc for those who don't want to be law-abiding and stay within their lanes, only to come to that traffic light and be regulated by the traffic light. So the traffic light effect will be more important, or if you will, more effective just at that intersection. But how about the fact that we expand the road a bit and we have some interchange that help us for the busy coming in and going out through the big one, which is Kpone, which is the biggest of the issues, to actually be dealt with. So expanding the roads is one thing to look at because now we have only 2 lanes on each side. But if you can expand it and include 1 more lane, and I'm told there's a certain plan towards that, if that can be effected, I think somehow it will alleviate the stress levels for a bit.
Okay, well, Benny, I've run out of time, but I'd like to say a very big thanks to you. I think, though, by the way, and that's if my thoughts are, will help deal with it in any way. I think maybe the traffic light could have come in at this point to deal with that part. And because the extension of the road seems like a long-term solution. So maybe the short term would have been to get the traffic lights. But I mean, that's something for you and your team to chew on. We hope that we get a solution to this. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining in this conversation. Benny Fifi Eshen is a member of the Kpone Traffic Now, campaigners. They're pushing for that problem to be solved. And engineer Abdullahi Mahama also joined us with his thoughts. Thank you, gentlemen.